Question number 9, Gareth Hughes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Conservation and asks, does her proposed extension to the Marine Mammal Sanctuary for Maui's dolphins allow the use of set nets, drift nets and trawl nets within the sanctuary?
The Honourable Kate Wilkinson.
Mr. Speaker, the Government is taking a joint approach to proposed protection for Maui's dolphins off the Taranaki coast, using both the Marine Mammal Protection legislation and the Fisheries Acts. We have proposed dealing with fishing restrictions under the Fisheries Act, which allows for greater penalties, powers for seizure and greater enforcement capability through fisheries officers. This is an accepted approach as recommended in the 2007 Threat Management Plan, and as the member is aware, we have brought forward a review of this plan.
Point of order, Gareth Hughes.
Mr. Speaker, it was a clear, concise question, put down on notice. Does her sanctuary allow fishing?
I can save the time of the House because I accept the member's point that the question is very clear and is capable of answer, I'd have thought. And I didn't hear an answer to that primary question. The Honourable Kate Wilkinson.
Mr. Speaker, the answer I gave was that fishing restrictions, of which set nets, drift nets and trawl nets form a part, are actually dealt with under the fisheries legislation.
It appears the Minister is claiming no responsibility for those issues, and if that's the case, I must accept the Minister's response. Point of order, Materia Tude.
It's not clear that that is her reason for not answering the question, but insofar as the question refers directly to her area of responsibility, which is the proposed Marine Mammal Sanctuary, and whether or not, from her point of view as Minister of Conservation, fishing or these techniques of fishing are allowed, there still is no direct answer to that question.
Order. I think in fairness, at question time here, ministers should be entitled to answer in a way that is consistent with their responsibilities, and it's up to members then to use their intellect to chase the answer that's given, because clearly I can think of plenty of supplementaries to follow the answer given. I mean, the minute I didn't hear the answer to the question, the Minister explained why when I asked her to answer the question, that those matters that form part of the question aren't her responsibility. But I'm sure there are further supplementary questions that can dig into that without me interfering further in the question than the Minister's answer. Gareth Hughes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. How can it be described as a sanctuary at all, given the Minister of Primary Production has proposed to allow the use of set nets in 42 to 83% of her sanctuary and trawl nets in 100%?
The Honourable Kate Wilkinson.
Mr. Speaker, we're going through a process. It's a joint consultation process with the Minister of Primary Industries and myself that will take into account the adequacy of protections both under conservation legislation and under fisheries legislation. There's been ample opportunity for that process to be consulted on, for submissions to be made and to avoid any judicial review by over-enthusiastic political persuasion.
Gareth Hughes.
Mr. Speaker, isn't it true that all her proposed sanctuary will do is place limited restrictions on seismic surveys?
The Honourable Kate Wilkinson.
As I've explained, Mr. Speaker, this is a joint consultation, as is recommended and as is the accepted approach under the Threat Management Plan. That Threat Management Plan is also under review, which we brought forward. If it is not an accepted approach, then I'm sure the member will be making submissions accordingly.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, Gareth Hughes.
So, again, the question's simple, it's clear, it's to the Minister and her portfolio area. If I wanted to ask the question to the Ministry of Primary Productions, I would. The Minister has put a document out for consultation.
Order.
Question's about that.
But the Minister, in her answer, has pointed that out exactly, that this is a process of consultation. It would appear no final decisions have been made. And I can't expect the Minister to tell the House of any final decisions if the process of consultation is still underway.
I was speaking to the point of order, if I may, sir.
I'll hear the member briefly.
It's a fair point, sir, but my question was specifically on her proposal, not on any decisions that she's made.
But I think, in fairness, she's pointed out the document is out for consultation, and members are at liberty to make, to make submissions on that consultation process, and to expect the Minister to give a finite answer now, I think, is unrealistic. The member still has a further supplementary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Isn't the Minister's proposal a sham sanctuary? and an insult to the 67,000 people who signed a petition tabled in this Parliament today calling for effective Maui dolphin protection measures.
The Honourable Kate Wilkinson.
Mr. Speaker, no.
Question number 10, Ian McKelvey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Corrections. What reports has she received about trade training within prisons?
The Honourable Anne Tolley.
Mr. Speaker, statistics for 2010-11 show that the number of New Zealand Qualifications Framework credits gained by prisoners from trade training inside